what is your top selling tip that you give sellers at listing presentations? Like, what is the one thing that you think that they always need to do?
At a listing presentation, I think that it's very important to make sure that your home is clean. I think that when you walk in, the little things like maintenance and maintaining the home is important. Make sure things are picked up, maintained, and well looking.
To a lot of my sellers, if you go through their house, depending on how cluttered it is, remove 30 to 50% of its contents. Buyers are buying closet space. They want to go to a place where they have more storage maybe, and it's paramount to do that, I think.
So when you tell your sellers to do that, do they actually do it? Or are they hesitant?
I stay on them. I give them a timeline. I give them 2 weeks, knowing they probably won't do it, but I will be calling them in 2 weeks to assess if that's been done. We want to move forward. We want to move on. I'll help you do it.
Well, I always tell them that they may be very, very proud of their different collections, whether it's teddy bears or baskets or whatever, but we always tell them that, you know, other people, buyers might not be, they might get distracted by that collection, and it's better that they pack those things up and put them away.
And when you say that to them, what's their reaction usually?
Yes, they don't like my basket. Yeah. No, I think most of them will take it because, you know, they've hopefully hired me because they want my professional opinion. So I'm hoping that they will take it in the right frame of mind. And it's always difficult because these are things that are important to another person. Yes.
Anything that suggests that you live there, whether it's your religion or things that you love, your hobbies, you don't want to leave no kind of signs of who you are and what you are.
So what do sellers say to you when you say that to them?
They'd be like, well, they're not in the aspect of selling yet because it's still their home. So they're like, well, this is my home, and why can't I leave it like this? And they're just gonna have to like it as it is, but they don't know the difference of, it's a difference when you sell it, and it's a difference when you're living in it. I know it's your home, I adore that, but we're in the mindset of selling.
The energy when you walk into the house, the energy is very important. But how you create the energy is by the family that want to sell the house and be positive, because their house could be the right one for somebody else.
Right. And it's a feeling at the end of the day when you walk in, and you have to feel like this is your house. What is the worst thing you've seen in a listing that you've represented and that you probably thought, oh my God, I'm never selling this house?
Probably the woman with 10 cats. And she did not want to kennel any of them, and so it never sold.
I think that it's very important to make sure that the home smells good, because whenever we walk into a home, if the buyer is coming in, you don't want it to smell. That is hard for people to stay in there, whether that's from pets or smoke or whatever the smell could be. Make sure it's just a fresh smell. Oh my gosh! I had a buyer, and he loved the rural area, and we went to go. I showed him. It was nighttime, and the house was magnificent. But when we walked in, it was so dirty. It had maggots coming out of the sink. And I was like, how am I gonna sell this one? And so he was like, I'm done. And it had scarred him for like a long time. And I thought that would be the hardest thing I've ever seen in my life, but it get worse.
I had a hoarder hovel. Pack rats, there was a lot going on emotionally, mentally, you know, so it was sensitive, but I mean, I cannot say on camera some of the things I might have seen, but you couldn't even walk through the house. I mean, it was beyond, and you know.
Were you able to actually sell it eventually?
Yes.
Or
I had a whole team together that I assembled, dumpsters, all that kind of stuff, and got it out and then sold it as a contractor special. But it would have been discounted. This is what I told them, 25% if you want minimum. And this is in our area. It was at the bottom of the market at like $350. It would have sold for $299, $275 if we hadn't done it. So that's what I think is the biggest thing. You leave money on the table, literally, if you do not do these things.